Howdy, Simmers. In my most recent Enzoy video, I took my Zoe around the town that she lives in, so I did a bit of exploring, and one of the places that we stopped at in that video was a fortune-telling business, which inspired me to try to build one in The Sims. And it's actually not that hard to make a business like this because we have a lot of packs in The Sims 4 that focus on kind of the more creepy, strange element of the occult, and if you combine those packs, you can actually make a very decent fortune-telling business. The packs in question are life and death, paranormal stuff, obviously the occult game packs such as vampires, werewolves, and realm of magic, and a little bit of the crystal creation stuff pack, which I did not think about until like the very end of this build. I think I incorporate maybe one thing from that whole pack, but it would have worked if I had thought about using it sooner. So I did build this in Nordhaven. I never know what to call it. It's pronounced both ways. I've heard it both ways. But when I was originally thinking about building this, I had the idea that I would maybe build it in Glimmerbrook, which is the world that came with Realm of Magic. I was also eyeing Ravenwood, and unfortunately, the lots in both of those worlds are just too big for me to comfortably build on. I'm definitely a smaller lot gal, and Nordhaven just had what I was looking for. It's honestly like the world that I go to by default when I'm building small businesses. I don't know why at this point. I think it just, because that's what it's intended for. It came with the businesses and hobbies pack. It's just the first world that I think of most of the time when I'm building a business. But I think it's fine. It definitely stands out compared to the world around it, this lot that I have built on. But you actually might recognize this lot. I built the three-story jewelry store, whatever, the three-story fashion district thing, on the same lot. And I don't know, it's just so nice. It's a 20 by 15. 20 by 15s are like my favorite lots to build on because they're so tiny, but at the same time, they can be kind of on the big side too. Like this one in particular, I did not build directly in the center, so I have this whole other side to like do stuff with, and that's fine. I made it kind of a, I guess, more city public space. It's fine. There's not much going on. But focusing on the build itself, I cut out a little bit of footage because I'm messing with curtains at the moment, and getting to this point where they would fit together nicely took so long. I was struggling because I originally had one of the like freeze things on this build, which are these really thick kind of dividers that separate the floors of the building. And it was showing up over the window, and I didn't like it. And I tried to cover it. I tried layering some curtains, which is a thing I've seen people do in this game before. It wasn't working for me. It was very glitchy, and I assume anyone who I've seen do it before uses the tool mod, because there's no way that that just is supposed to work normally. So, it is what it is. But this build goes through a lot of changes on the inside. So originally I had this very vibrant purple carpet in here, and I end up switching to some hardwood and then just layering a bunch of like purple rugs on top of it. And I think it's a really kind of nice thing. You can see right now I am still messing with wallpaper, and I promise you it is going to change at like the very end as well, because I find this one wallpaper that I absolutely love that I thought would work better than what I was going with. But in the downstairs area is our main business, because upstairs is a little like apartment house situation. So downstairs is the main focus of this build. And something that I have always noticed about these kind of shops, IRL and in games like Inzoi, is that places like this tend to be on the small side. Like, they're very cramped. They're usually a small space between two very big buildings that are, like, super popular. Because I don't know how many people really go looking for fortune tellers. So the idea was that I was going to keep this fairly small, because who actually goes to these things? I don't know. Uh, I say as someone who does tarot for myself, who goes to fortune tellers. But no, the idea was that this would be really small. It'd be kind of a mix of a fortune telling place where you would actually go and get like a tarot reading, or, you know, trying to communicate with someone, and also a little bit of just like a kind of witchy themed store where you can get some questionable items. So that's kind of where packs like vampires and what's it called, werewolves, kind of come in. You get some of these more strange looking items, and yeah. Now, something I was looking for, you'll see me kind of mess with this in a moment, was I was curious if businesses and hobbies came with a logo that kind of looked like it was a mystical thing, like maybe a crystal ball or something, or some kind of, I don't know, just something along kind of the witchy lines. And I was surprised to see that that wasn't one of the things that they thought of. So what I end up doing is using this tarot painting from, I believe, Life and Death, and kind of acting as if it is a sign. We do that. I get a little like light as well that I kind of put on top of it to make it look like it's a light up thing. It really sells the whole sign vibe. But yeah, on the outside, I did try to make it look a little whimsical as well with some terrain paint. I use this terrain paint that I've never used before, actually, that looks like it has some pink underneath some like stepping stones or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's really pretty. And I thought that it would kind of stand out against this very plain, basic terrain stuff that I have going on. We are getting into some living stuff. So I'm working on this little hall section that is around the stairs. I do have to say, unfortunately, everything I do in this section is obsolete. I get like this whole desk situation under the stairs, and I put like decorations on it, and I had this idea that like maybe, you know, I can't fit this upstairs in the actual living space, but maybe this is where they come down to do like sales and stuff and, you know, whatever. And then in my playtesting, I discovered that Sims can get up those stairs into this living situation that I have going on, but then they glitch out trying to go downstairs. And I was freaking out, wondering like what part of it was causing the issue, and it was that desk, apparently. So I had to make some changes. I'll show you the changes during the tour. But unfortunately, that giant desk situation that I had did end up going, and it is what it is. So upstairs, I wanted to keep kind of those same magical vibes, maybe a little bit on the darker side. So we go with a lot of blue here. I love this wallpaper from Life and Death with the birds. I think it is so pretty. I really wish we had some of these wallpapers in purple, because you guys know how much I love purple. And if you didn't, you know now purple is my favorite color. And I wish that we had more nice purple in the game, because we don't for some reason. The Sims team is very afraid of purple in this game. But we have open kitchen, living, and dining as usual. I am very, like, in the habit of the way that my builds are. So most of the time I keep living, kitchen, and dining spaces all open as one thing. Very rarely are you going to see them kind of closed off into their own thing. I have to say, I think I use primarily Life and Death in this build because so many of the items are just so nice. This entire kitchen is Life and Death. Obviously the wallpaper is Life and Death. I think the coffee table that we use in the living room is also Life and Death. But yeah, I really wanted to focus on using the same few packs, and I know there are a lot of different things that I use from other packs as well for like clutter purposes, and some stuff that is base game as well. But primarily I wanted to focus on the packs that I felt would fit this kind of mystical fortune-telling theme, and we roll with it. The living situation ends up being a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom. It's a very small place, not intended for more than maybe 2 Sims. So if your Sim is planning on having a kid anytime soon, you may want to reconsider having them live here. I feel like I should at some point start doing 2 versions of my builds when I make small businesses. One that is intended for like a residential zone as well, and one that is strictly a business venue. So that way you can kind of pick which one you want to do. I do feel like that would be a lot of work though, and I don't know if I'm willing to put that much effort into building like the same thing twice, just slightly different. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I can do something for like members or something where I turn that into a video where I make like 2 versions. I don't know yet. I still haven't gotten membership set up. I'm waiting for some stuff on YouTube's end, I think. I'm just hoping I'm doing everything right. This whole memberships thing has got me super stressed, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm new to the YouTube partner stuff, and I haven't done anything yet. But yeah, this little crystal tray thing that I just added is like the one item from Crystal Creations that I think I managed to get in here. And then on the side here, I decided to do more of a public kind of space. So we have this fountain. I believe that's from my wedding stories. If I remember correctly, you can actually sit down on it. You can take a nap on it. It's really pretty. And I also did this weird outline with some of the like terrain stuff or whatever, the flooring. Something I never do, but I thought that it would look nice. I was kind of looking at the world around me and saw that there was some interesting stuff going on, and so I wanted to mimic it as close as I could. But the last little touches that I do is just add a trash can and a mailbox to the back, and that is it. So let's hop into the game and I will show you the build. So here we are on the outside. There really isn't too much going on here, but I do think this actually came out really, really nice. So if we just go up here, oh, there's some fruitcake that was left here apparently. But we have this beautiful path leading up to our front door, and there's that makeshift sign that I was telling you guys about. So we walk in, we are immediately met with our little tarot table, as I'm gonna call it. So just one for that. There's a little kind of waiting area over here with just a little couch, and then we have the seance table back here, and just some fun little knickknacks around. So there's a whole bookshelf as well, and a little bit of greenery, and yeah, it's really nice. I really like these big open windows, and you can see the fountain out from here. It's really nice. So, and I'm really happy that I got these curtains to work because I wanted to use these so bad. So if we come through this little door, we have a little mail thing here. Not a mailbox, but just somewhere to kind of keep your mail. And then this is the new desk situation, which I have tested. Unfortunately, it is a huge downgrade from what we had before, but at least everything is functional now. There's also nothing on this wall, so that's fun. But if we head upstairs, we have our housing situation. So we have a little dining thing in the corner here. Here is our living room, and I think it's really, really nice. And then over here, of course, is our kitchen, using Life and Death as well. And I did put a lot of stuff into just this corner, but I thought it would be fine. I didn't want to clutter up the space too much because we really don't have that much space. And then our next room is the bathroom here, which isn't anything exciting. Shower and sink and toilet, so no tub in this one. And then lastly is the bedroom, which is already kind of freaking out on me. But yeah, not too much going on in here either. So there we go. That is the full build. I hope that you guys like it. I think it came out really, really nice. Oh yeah, there's also this outdoor balcony thing too with a little telescope. But yeah, that is the full build. And I really like it. So I think that I did pretty good on this, honestly, for what I had. It's really fun in here. I love the colors. And yeah, there you go. That is available for you guys on the gallery. If you guys would like to download it, you can find it as The Mystic Mirror under TheSimmingKoalaa with 2 A's at the end. I always have my ID in the description for you guys if you ever want to download anything from me. I honestly would love more packs that have this kind of magical, whimsical, occult theme. I think that they are some of the best packs that we have in The Sims, if I'm being honest, especially some of the more recent ones. Top tier in my book. Absolutely adore them. Would love some more. This has to be one of my favorite businesses that I've made so far. I know I've only made a few, but I really do like this one, and I hope that you guys like it too. So like I said, if you want to download it, it's on the gallery for you guys. ID is in the description. And yeah, if you guys have any build suggestions for me, let me know in the comments. And with that, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel and make sure you have notifications on so you don't miss anything. Be sure to follow my socials. Links are below. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.